Before we crack open tonight's cursed can of content, I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers, and an extra Sinister shout out to the loyal members of the Sinister Elite. You legends help keep the darkness alive. If you're enjoying the stories and want to take it a step further, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and consider joining the Sinister Elite by clicking that join button below. Members get access to creepy custom emojis and exclusive Sinister Elite badges that level up the longer you survive with us. It's like loyalty, but spookier. All right, lights off, headphones in, and let's summon something we'll all regret. Look, I never wanted to be a gym guy. I'm the kind of dude who considers walking to the fridge cardio. My idea of a cheat meal is every meal. But after getting ghosted by Brittany, again, because I didn't look like I could lift a couch or a conversation, I knew it was time to make a change. I didn't want to get fit to be healthy. I wanted to get hot. That's why I signed up for this place. Flex Appeal 24-hour gym. It had neon lighting, zero judgment, and a grand opening deal of $9.99 a month. Total steal. The only weird thing? It wasn't on Google Maps. My buddy Devin said he heard things about it, but Devin also once believed a possum was a reincarnated Civil War general, so I wasn't sweating his opinion. I walked in on a Tuesday night already winded from the parking lot. The gym was basically empty. No front desk staff. Just a clipboard on a stand with a pen and a sign-in sheet. Over that, taped sloppily to the wall, was a poster titled, "Rules for Nighttime Lifters. Follow them or your body won't be the only thing that changes. Do not use the bench press after midnight. Always wipe down the equipment. Some of it bites. If the treadmill whispers, ignore it. You must complete every set you start. Even if your body quits, your reflection won't. Do not spot for the man with no face. He lifts for the dead. Leave before the 4:44 a.m. siren. No exceptions." I snorted. Okay, marketing team. Go off, I guess. I scribbled my name, hit the locker room, and immediately saw something that nearly made me walk out. A mirror that didn't show me. Not that I was invisible. The thing was just glitchy. I'd walk past and the reflection lagged, like old webcams in a laggy Zoom call. For a second, my reflection would just stand there, staring. Then it'd catch up. All right, I muttered. Low budget effects. Real creative. But again, I wanted abs, not excuses. The gym was silent except for the low hum of fluorescent lights and the faint sound of someone grunting in the distance. But every time I turned a corner, no one was there. I figured the place was just echoey. My first goal, bench press. I wanted to feel like a man. Plus, it was 11:53 p.m. Still time, right? I racked up a modest 95 pounds. Don't judge. Gotta start somewhere. I laid down, gripped the bar, and chunk. The second I touched it, the lights above flickered red. I looked at the clock. 12:01 a.m. Aw, come on, I groaned. Then the bar pushed itself down. I'm serious. I hadn't even started pressing. My arms were locked in fear, and the bar was descending like it was being pulled by invisible hands. I tried to yell, but all I could manage was a strangled, "Ugh!" Then I heard whispering. Soft, raspy, and close. Like someone breathing directly into my ear. Push, push, or we take. I flailed. The weight hovered an inch above my chest, then sank down like concrete. I swear it wasn't just muscle failure. The thing was alive. That's when a shadow loomed above me. A figure leaned over the bar to spot me, but his face was blank, like someone tried to Photoshop him out of reality. He didn't help. He just stared, breathing heavily, his empty face twitching. With everything I had, I rolled the bar to the side, letting it crash off the bench and thud against the floor. The faceless spotter didn't flinch. He stepped back into the shadows and vanished. I lay there gasping, soaked in cold sweat, heart hammering like a speed bag. A second later, a janitor strolled by, casually mopping near the squat rack. He gave me a nod and said, You use the bench after midnight, huh? What the hell is this place? I croaked. He didn't stop mopping. Flex appeal. Best gains in town. Worst consequences. I blinked. Did you see the dude with no face? He looked at me like I asked if chicken nuggets were a vegetable. Buddy, this is the night shift crew. That was probably Steve. Or what's left of him. I hauled myself up, wheezing. Why does the equipment move on its own? He smirked. That's just muscle memory. It remembers everyone who quit. And it don't like quitters. I limped to the water fountain. The damn thing spit out protein shake instead of water. I don't even want to tell you what it tasted like. Think chalk, sadness, and possibly goat. Back in the locker room, my reflection still lagged, but this time it winked at me and flexed. I didn't flex. I'm not saying I believe in ghosts or cursed gains, but I started jotting down those rules in my phone real quick. I figured I'd come back the next night. I wanted to get shredded, not shredded to pieces. When I got home after night 1 at Flex Appeal, I swore I was never going back. Then I looked in the mirror. I had a pump, a real one. My shoulders looked broader. My arms? Veiny. Like someone photoshopped my body in Fight Club mode. I whispered, "Damn," to myself, shirtless in the bathroom like a total loser. So yeah. I went back the next night. I even packed an extra towel like some kind of pro. Walking in, the place was just as weird as before. Buzzing lights, stale protein smell. The gentle sound of someone screaming in a distant room that no one was using. Casual. The sign-in sheet was the same, only now my name from last night was crossed out in red ink and rewritten in cursive below it. I didn't cross it out. Also, I don't write in cursive. I checked the rules again. Still taped to the wall. Still threatening. Rules for nighttime lifters. Don't use the bench press after midnight. Always wipe down the equipment. Some of it bites. Ignore the treadmill if it whispers. You must complete every set you start. Don't spot the man with no face. Leave before the 4:44 a.m. siren. The janitor was there again. Same dirty mop. Same 1,000-yard stare. I nodded at him. He nodded back. Glad you didn't die last night. I laughed. He didn't. I decided to keep it simple tonight. Elliptical, maybe a little dumbbell work, and definitely avoid anything that could crush my soul or chest. The elliptical was occupied by a woman in a hoodie that had sweat stains shaped like screaming faces. I moved on. There was one machine open near the back corner. The lat pull down. Now listen, I don't even know what lats are, but I figured pulling stuff can't be worse than almost being bench press murdered. I sat down, grabbed the bar, and gave it a quick tug. Slick. Wet. Gross, I muttered. I grabbed my towel and started wiping it down. That's when I saw it. Teeth. Right where the rubber grip should be. Tiny rows of black, rat-like teeth embedded into the padding, twitching. As I wiped, the damn thing chomped at the cloth and took a piece with it. I yanked my hand back. The towel now had a bite mark. The pull-down cable shuddered, like the machine was angry. A low growl came from inside the weights. I looked around, panicked. No one was reacting. Across the room, a dude with biceps the size of Christmas hams nodded at me like, "You good, bro?" I wasn't good. I wiped again, this time very gently, murmuring, "Just cleaning. Not judging you." The growl stopped. The machine purred. I kid you not. Like a giant metallic cat that eats your delts if you're rude. I figured I'd test it. One quick rep. I pulled the bar down. The weights didn't move. Instead, the entire machine leaned forward like it was stretching, and then yanked me up off the seat. "Nope!" I shouted, flailing. I let go, landed on my feet, and backed up as the machine clicked back into place, satisfied. The janitor rolled by, dragging his mop like a corpse. "You wiped it down first, right?" "Yeah, why?" He gave me a thumbs up. "Last guy didn't. It latched to his spine." It what? Latched. Like a koala, but angry. You don't want gym equipment with abandonment issues. I stared at him. What is this place? He shrugged. People come here for results. The gym delivers. You just gotta follow the rules. You mop all night? Yup. Ever clean the haunted stuff? Nope. He stopped and tapped the mop on the floor once. That's not part of my job description. Then what is? He looked me dead in the eyes and said, I mop the blood. He walked off. My legs were shaking. My arms were sore. But damn it, I felt alive. So I tried something simpler. Curls with some 20s. Easy. Just me, a mirror, and the hope that I'd look like Chris Hemsworth before I died. Mid-set, I noticed something wrong in the mirror. My reflection was curling heavier weights. Like way heavier. I looked down. 20-pound dumbbells. I looked up. My reflection had 60s and his arms were jacked. He looked over at me, flexed, and shook his head in disappointment. I flipped him off. He flipped me off first. I finished the set out of pure spite. Rule number 4 echoed in my head. You must complete every set you start. As I racked the weights, I heard someone on the treadmill behind me. It was whispering, Run! 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 I turned. No one on it. But it was on. Moving fast. Belt whirring. The treadmill slowed, stopped, and the words, Nice try, flashed on the display. I grabbed my bag and bolted for the locker room. Inside, my reflection was still ahead of me. Shredded, smug, arms folded like he was already living my dream life. He winked again. I hate you, I muttered. He mouthed back, then catch up. By night 3, I was already addicted. Not just to the adrenaline or the weird ghost pump vibes, but to the fact that I was actually seeing progress. My arms had definition. My gut was smaller. I wasn't winded walking to the fridge anymore. I mean, sure, I had almost been murdered by a lat pull-down, shamed by my reflection, and haunted by whispering cardio equipment. But progress is progress. And if Brittany saw me now, she'd be double-tapping my shirtless selfies so fast she'd break her screen. I walked into Flex Appeal just after 11:30 p.m. this time, feeling cocky. The sign-in sheet looked different again. My name was there, but next to it someone had written, He returns. Good. He's nearly ripe. Cool. Very motivational. The janitor gave me a look as I passed. You still seeing gains? Yeah. You? He raised an eyebrow and pointed at his mop. This mop used to be a dude named Carl. I think he was a spin instructor. Okay. Tonight, I had a new goal. Cardio. Gotta trim the fluff to let the muscles pop, right? So I made the worst decision of my night gym journey so far. I stepped onto the treadmill. At first it seemed normal, a little dusty. Buttons worn smooth. Quick start, lit up on the screen like an invitation or a dare. I pressed it. The belt jerked into motion, slow, steady. I jogged, warming up, earbuds in, trying to drown out the ominous ambiance with a playlist called Brittany Regret Fuel. About 30 seconds in, I heard it. Run! I yanked out an earbud. The voice wasn't in my head. It came from inside the machine. Run, 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 run. It was soft at first, like wind through wires, but the more I jogged, the louder it got. I glanced down. The treadmill screen was glitching, flickering between normal stats and something else. Calories. Your sin distance. Too far to escape speed. Death. Incline. Yes. Then, the belt inclined hard. Like Mount Everest hard. I stumbled, slammed the stop button. Nothing. I pulled the safety clip. The cord snapped off like it was made of paper. Run, 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 run! The belt sped up. I sprinted, gasping, my legs burning, sweat pouring like a waterfall of regret. The lights above flickered to red. The mirror on the wall showed me still running, but there was someone else on the treadmill behind me. Faceless, shredded, laughing silently. I screamed. No one heard me. Then the treadmill spoke in a voice deeper than the others, like gravel in a thunderstorm. You run for vanity. She will never love you, but we do. Who's we? The treadmill screeched. Run faster! I closed my eyes, pumped my legs harder, and just as I was about to collapse, the power shut off. The machine screeched to a stop. I face-planted hard enough to dent my ego permanently. When I looked up, the janitor was standing over me, sipping a protein shake with a tiny paper umbrella in it. You good? No, I gasped. The treadmill tried to kill me. He nodded. Yup. Whispering again? Loudly. Well, that's your fault. Rule number 3. He held up 3 fingers. Ignore it. You start listening. It feeds on your motivation. I almost had a heart attack. And yet, he said, helping me up, you're now capable of running at a 15% incline without dying. That's cardio gains, baby. I stared at him, dazed. This gym is hell. Correction, he said. This gym is results-oriented. I limped to the water fountain. It spit out Gatorade this time. Huh. I sat in the corner near the yoga mats, catching my breath and wondering if I had permanent ghost trauma. Across the room, I saw a guy doing burpees so fast he blurred like an anime character. He had no shadow. One of the punching bags was punching back. A woman was planking sideways, on the ceiling. I looked up and whispered, "Is this even worth it?" My reflection in the nearby mirror nodded. Smug bastard. Before I left, I walked by the rules poster again. Someone had added a new line beneath rule number 6. In red ink. Do not question the gains. I asked the janitor, "Hey, who adds the rules?" He shrugged. Nobody does. They just appear when you need them. That night, back home, I took a picture of my progress, sent it to Brittany. She replied, "Damn, okay. Oh yeah, I was going back. Whatever haunted treadmill demons I had to face, I was gonna get this ghost bod ripped." I came in with my chest out, not because I was confident, but because I did 100 push-ups before walking into the gym to fake a pump. Brittany had liked my last gym selfie and even added a fire emoji. In my book, that was basically a marriage proposal. I felt invincible. But in flex appeal, that's a dangerous feeling to have. The janitor met me at the door this time. No mop tonight. He was dragging a rolled-up yoga mat like it had personally wronged him. "You here to lift or die?" he asked. "Both. Probably." He handed me a towel. "You're gonna need this." "Is it for wiping blood or sweat?" "Yes." Tonight's rule felt oddly motivational when I reread it. Rule number 4. You must complete every set you start. Even if your body quits, your reflection won't. Easy. I'd been feeling like a beast lately. I could finish my sets no problem. I was stronger, faster, hotter. I even caught myself posing in the gas station window earlier. I'd become that guy. Tonight's target, chest day. Not the bench press. I remembered that lesson. Instead, I hit the pec deck machine. I sat down, adjusted the pads, and started repping. 1, 2, 3. I glanced at the mirror on the wall. My reflection was off. Like, really off. He wasn't matching my movements anymore. I'd press, and he'd wait a second before following. Then he started lifting harder than me. More range, better posture. Face calm and smug like a men's health cover model. "Okay," I muttered. "Cute." Rep 6. I paused to rest. My reflection didn't. He just kept going. Over and over. No fatigue, no sweat. 10, 11, 12. He didn't stop. I stood up, shaken. He was still sitting, still repping. I looked around. No one else noticed. Some guy was deadlifting what looked like a cursed sarcophagus. 2 women were shadowboxing against invisible opponents. The punching bag from last night now had a mouth. I turned back to the mirror. My reflection stood and walked out of frame. Gone. I turned in real life. No one behind me. "Okay," I said louder. "Joke's over. Mirror demon. Come back." Nothing. I backed away slowly, heart hammering. That's when I saw him, me, again, this time in a different mirror across the room, doing shoulder presses, heavy ones, easily twice what I could manage. And my reflection was smiling. He was doing sets I hadn't started yet. "No," I whispered. "That's not the rule. That's not how this works." I sprinted over to the free weights, grabbed the same dumbbells my reflection was pressing, and tried to catch up. 10 pounds in, my arms felt like they were on fire. 15 in, I dropped the weights, gasping. But the mirror version of me? Still going, still lifting. And now he was glaring. A voice in my ear, cold, breathy and close, whispered, "He finishes what you don't." I spun around. Nothing. Just the janitor, eating what looked like ghost jerky from a Ziploc bag. "What happens if I don't complete the set?" I asked, my voice shaking. He didn't look up. "You already didn't." "What does that mean?" He finally met my eyes. "It means you better hurry. Your reflection's getting stronger than you. And if he beats you? Then what? You switch places." He tossed the empty bag in the trash and walked away. I turned back to the mirror. My reflection was gone again. But I felt it. That creepy pressure on your neck feeling. Like something was staring. Waiting. Then I saw it. Out of the corner of my eye. In the leg press machine. He was there, grinning, lifting triple the weight. My legs started moving on their own. I wasn't even sitting down. I was standing, but my thighs trembled like I was under pressure. "No," I growled. "I'm not getting replaced by Gym Ghost me." I ran to the machine, hopped in and shoved my legs forward, matching the pace in the mirror. 1, 2, 3. Sweat poured down my face. My bones screamed. My lower back considered quitting life altogether, but I didn't stop. 9, 10. On the last rep, the mirror version of me finally met my eyes and smiled. He dropped his weight. So did I. And just like that, he faded. The reflection returned to normal. Just me again. Weak, gasping, but real. The janitor returned, pushing a mop cart that now had 2 mops in it. "You made it," he said. "I beat him. For now." "For now?" He raised his brows. "Ever wonder how many reflections you've left unfinished in your life? This gym makes you face them." I stared at him. "Dude, that's deep." He cracked a rare smile. "So's the pit behind the mirrors." "What pit?" He wheeled the mops away without answering. As I left that night, limping, sore, and freaked out, I passed the rules again. There was a new one, scrawled in crimson Sharpie beneath the others. 8. Never look in the locker mirror after 3 a.m. I checked the clock. 2:58 a.m. I ran out of that gym. You know what's worse than leg day? Haunted leg day. I could barely walk after beating my reflection last night. My thighs felt like they'd been hit by a truck, and then the truck had apologized and hit me again for good measure. But despite the pain, I still came back. I was getting stronger. The mirror me hadn't shown up again, and Brittany sent me a second fire emoji today. She even said, "I didn't know you could actually look like that." That felt like a win. The janitor greeted me with a nod. "You're still alive. Nice." I limped past him and muttered, "Barely." He gestured to the wall. "New rule." I looked. Yep, number 5 was glowing like it had been added in fresh blood. Rule number 5, don't spot the man with no face. He lifts for the dead. I exhaled slowly. Cool, that's not terrifying at all. Tonight I planned on arms and abs. No cardio, no machines that moan, just simple weights. But of course, Flex Appeal wasn't having it. Because the moment I picked up the Easy Curl bar, he walked in. I don't mean walked in from the parking lot. I mean, appeared. From the weight room shadows. He was huge, like professional wrestler meets funeral home vibes. Covered in a black hoodie soaked in chalk dust and sweat. But his face? Gone. Not blurred, not masked. Just nothing. A smooth patch of skin where a face should be. No eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just pure, blank muscle with a head attached. He didn't speak. Just walked over to the squat rack, loaded it with 5 plates on each side like he was rearranging groceries, and laid down under the bar. Then, he looked at me. I don't mean metaphorically. He looked at me, without eyes, and pointed one thick, ghostly finger upward, a silent request. He wanted me to spot him. I froze. I looked around. No one else saw him, or they pretended not to. Even the janitor had dipped out of sight. My hands started sweating. My mouth went dry. I remembered the rule. Don't spot the man with no face. But what if I refused? Would he freak out? Haunt me? Snap my spine into a kettlebell? I stepped closer, trembling. I'm good, man, I stammered. You got this. He pointed again, firmer. The barbell twitched. I really don't think... The barbell floated off the rack. He hadn't touched it yet. It hovered, motionless, then dropped onto his chest, hard. I jumped. His arms were pinned. His body didn't struggle. His blank face turned toward me. No eyes, but I felt them. A voice, deep and ancient, growled from inside my skull. Spot! Me! My legs moved on their own. I stood behind him, grabbed the bar and tried to lift. Big mistake. The second I touched the bar, the world changed. The gym was gone. I was suddenly standing in a vast black void, surrounded by thousands of floating treadmills, squat racks, and ghostly figures in gym clothes. All of them dead. Dead lifters, bone-thin or bloated. Some whispering, some still lifting, some staring at me with hollow sockets. In the middle, lying on a bench under the same cursed bar, was the man with no face, still waiting. Spot! Me! He said again. I reached down, terrified. The bar was heavier than anything I'd ever touched. I pulled. My veins bulged. My arms screamed. My soul squeezed, but I lifted. The bar rose an inch, then 2. The dead clapped silently around me, their bony hands slapping ghostly protein powder into the air. I shoved the bar up with everything I had, and as soon as I locked it out, I was back. Back in the gym, standing alone by the squat rack, bar racked. No sign of him, except for a perfect imprint of faceless sweat on the bench. The janitor reappeared, sipping a monster out of a sippy cup. You spotted him, he said. I nodded slowly. I had to. No, he said. You didn't. He would have died. The janitor's smile faded. Buddy, he's already dead. Been dead for years. Died doing max reps. Still stuck in his last set. I sat down shaking. What happens now? He shrugged. You spotted him. That makes you his next of kin. I blinked. What does that even mean? It means, he said, wheeling out his mop. Next time he fails a rep, you go in his place. What? Should have followed the rule. He whistled as he mopped a ghostly sweat stain off the floor. Still, your form looked good. As I staggered toward the exit, I passed the rules again. A new one had appeared. Number 9. 9. Do not enter the locker room if you hear clapping. No one inside has hands. I didn't stop to read it twice. Tonight I made the ultimate gym mistake. I stayed too long. I didn't mean to. I was in the zone. Crushing curls, sweating buckets, feeling unstoppable. My Gym Crush playlist was hitting different, and I'd just gotten a fire emoji and a peach from Brittany. I wasn't just working out anymore. I was becoming hot. But somewhere between preacher curls and flexing in the mirror to admire my ghost-induced progress, I lost track of time. It wasn't until the janitor came sliding around the corner with his mop and a panicked expression that I realized something was off. You still here? He barked. I blinked. Yeah, why? What time is it? I checked my phone. 4:43 a.m. Oh no! He dropped the mop and sprinted toward the exit. Run! And then I heard it. The siren. A single drawn-out wail that came from everywhere at once. Not mechanical, organic, like a screaming lung buried in the walls. It started low, like a foghorn in hell, and rose into a high-pitched shriek that shook the mirrors, cracked the ceiling tiles, and made the protein shakes in the fridge vibrate like they were trying to escape. I ran. The front door was maybe 20 feet away. I got 10 before the gym shifted. Not just the lights flickering or the machines moving. The layout changed. The treadmills retracted into the floor. The walls warped. The ceiling turned upside down. The gym transformed into a black metal labyrinth of pulsing veins and chrome, echoing with whispers of every failed rep, every skipped set, every forgotten warm-up stretch. The siren was still screaming. The exit door was now embedded in a wall of mirrors. I sprinted toward it anyway. My reflection ran beside me, but he was faster, fitter, shirtless, glistening, and pissed. I leapt for the doorknob. The mirror caught me. Literally, it reached out with glass hands, grabbed my arms, and yanked me through. Suddenly, I was standing inside the mirror world. The gym here was wrong. Diamond soins rotting. Machines were covered in muscle tissue. Dumbbells dripped blood. The water fountain leaked spinal fluid. And at the center of the room, beneath a pulsing ceiling light, stood the Siren trainer. It wasn't human. 7 feet tall. No eyes. Head shaped like a foghorn with a mouthful of protein bars. His chest was carved with abs that flexed independently, each one opening like eyelids to reveal glowing red eyes. He pointed at me with one long finger and bellowed, "Time's up!" I turned to run, but the floor turned to treadmills, all of them moving backward. I sprinted. They kept pushing me toward him. I heard the janitor's voice echoing from nowhere. "No exceptions. You hear the siren? You leave." Too late. The Siren trainer grabbed me by the shirt, lifted me off the ground and snarled, "You missed your cooldown." Then he slammed me down onto the floor. Except it wasn't the floor anymore. It was a squat rack, and I was under the bar. A ghostly barbell hovered above me, etched with timestamps and the words, "You stay, you pay." It dropped. Just before it crushed me, a mop smacked the Siren trainer across the face. "Back off, horn boy," someone yelled. It was the janitor, but not the lazy version. He was jacked. Buff. Shirt ripped open, glistening like a Mortal Kombat character. His mop was glowing red, the bristles twisting like a weapon forged in the underworld. He swung again. "I told you this one's mine," the Siren trainer roared, but backed off. The janitor grabbed me, yanked me to my feet, and ran through the collapsing mirror world as sirens wailed and dumbbells screamed. We burst through the final mirror and landed on the gym floor. Normal again. Sweaty. Fluorescent lights flickering. Smooth jazz playing on the speakers for some god-awful reason. I coughed, dizzy. "What the hell was that?" The janitor panted, wiping blood off his mop. "That's the consequence of staying past 4:44. You enter overtime, and overtime belongs to him. Is he like a demon or a trainer or—" He cut me off. "He's your bad habits. Every skipped rep, every broken promise, every, 'I'll start Monday.' He feeds on excuses." I laid there twitching. "Why'd you come back for me?" He sighed. "Because I've been you, and someone saved me once too." I blinked. "The mop?" He smirked. "She used to be a SoulCycle instructor." I sat up. "So, what happens now?" He pointed to the rules list. Another had appeared. Rule number 10. If you survive a siren, you're marked. I touched my chest. A small glowing symbol had appeared over my heart. It looked like a barbell, crossed with a clock, and it pulsed with every heartbeat. I didn't sleep after that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that thing, the Siren trainer hovering over me, screaming with his chest eyes, protein bars falling out of his mouth like cursed granola. My heart glowed through my shirt like Iron Man with anxiety. I told myself I wasn't going back, but every morning I looked in the mirror, and I looked better, like scary better. My arms, cut, my jawline, sharpened. I saw abs I didn't know were humanly possible without Photoshop. It wasn't natural. It was flex appeal. And it was working. So yeah, I went back. One last time. When I walked in, everything felt still. No music, no clang of weights. Just silence and that hum of dread I'd gotten used to. The sign-in sheet had only one name left on it. Mine. The janitor was waiting by the door. "You sure about this?" he asked. "No," I said, "but I've come too far." He nodded. "Then you're ready." "For what?" He pointed behind me. The gym had changed again. The lights went black. The machines folded in on themselves, rising up like bones reassembling a spine. Barbells twisted, stacked, and locked together, forming a massive arch. And under it, in glowing red letters appeared, "Final set." A mirror stood at the far end of the room. My reflection was already there. He looked perfect. Body like a Greek statue, hair flawless, eyes glowing with confidence and just a touch of evil. He raised a barbell, nodded to me, and mouthed the words, "Let's finish it." A voice echoed overhead, the same one from the Siren. "Final rule, no one leaves stronger unless they face themselves." The barbell appeared in front of me. It looked normal, until I touched it. Instantly, I was inside the mirror room again, only this time, it wasn't warped or rotten. It was pristine, clean, chrome, neon lights pulsing, inspirational quotes floating midair like, "Pain is weakness leaving the body." U-verse. You. Spot the demon within. My reflection stepped forward and tossed me a pair of gloves. "This is your final set," he said. "You can talk now?" He smirked. "I always could, you just never listened." "What is this?" "It's everything you wanted. Discipline, confidence, power." He flexed. "Abs. Brittany's attention. Remember?" I gritted my teeth. "I wanted to earn that." He nodded. "Then prove it." We faced the bar together. The same weight, same setup, one set, no spotter. First rep, easy. Second, harder. Third, my arms shook. He kept pace perfectly. Fifth rep, blood vessels throbbed. Sixth, my lungs begged for air. Seventh, the gym shook. He smiled. "Come on, champ, finish the set." "Why are you doing this?" I gasped. "Because I'm everything you pretend to be online," he said. "The version you post, the one you lie about. You wanted me." I screamed and pushed the final rep. We racked the barbell together. He nodded, respectful. "You did it." Then he started fading. Piece by piece, his body flaked away like protein powder in the wind. "You don't need me anymore," he said. I reached out. "Wait. You're strong enough now to be real." And then he was gone. I woke up back in the gym, on the floor, alone. Except for the janitor, who tossed me a protein bar labeled Redemption Crunch. "You beat your reflection," he said. "Most don't." I sat up. "Is it over?" He looked at the wall. The rules list was gone, replaced with one single line. "You made it. Now go spot someone else." I stood, sore but solid. As I walked out of Flex Appeal, the sun was rising for the first time since I started. Brittany texted me. "Hey, wanna grab breakfast later?" I smiled, then texted her back. "Can't. Leg day."